Hello crafters, this is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and I am here with some more goodies from the Four Petal Collection that was just released by Spellbinders. This time I played with the Glimmer products within that release. I'll link the previous video here where I did the introduction, showed you a lot of the amazing die sets. I had to break the video though because that one was showing you all 12 products which are in the Four Petal Collection release. This video now is focusing on the Glimmer items that I showed you. I had glimmered these two versions of the wonderful tulip Glimmer hot foil and also this one, the Four Petal scroll label. Alrighty, let's just go right into it. Let's get started. Okay, crafters, so right here you're looking at two different versions of this wonderful Glimmer hot foil plate, the wonderful tulips hot foil plate. Let me give you a quick measurement. 5 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch. So this will fit in an A2 card. Here you can see I did more of a mini slimline. And funny enough, I did not use the coordinating die, which I could have and turned it into an A2 card, but I kept both of them as a flat panel. And there are two different treatments that you're looking at here. And I also did not use the the sentiment, have a wonderful day, with the coordinating die. So the have a wonderful day sentiment looks like that. And I could have used it here, but I was just still infatuated. So much so with the sentiments from Making Me Smile. I just shopped in this one right here. Shop my Glimmer stash. So I pulled two sentiments out of it. All right, let's go now into it even further. Card number 1 is the inked version of the glimmered image. And this is glimmered with the gold metallic satin foil roll. The gold metallic roll, that one, that's what's there in the background to do the outline. And then I colored this with Altenew inks and Pink for Studio. So these are two inks from my stash. I did not use any oxide. These are dye inks, okay? And look at that. Now to get this, you have the option of getting the coordinating stencil, and this one is called Wonderful Tulips Layered Stencils. 6 stencils, 4 1/2 by 6 inch. I'm going to show you something about this because I started to freak out using the stencil. So let me freak out, then you guys, I'll explain it to you in a second what happened, okay? 3 shades of pink. That's the Altenew, and then this is a Pink for Studio with the greens. Isn't that nice? I had all this white, so I decided to get some black acrylic paint, thin it down with a little bit of water, and then splatter. In here, though, you are seeing some silver mixed gems right here on the top, close to the sentiment. And the You're Pretty Amazing, that is white hammermill cardstock and glimmered with the opaque black hot foil roll. Love. As a matter of fact, one of the links I provided in the previous video is sold out, but another place I did list below does have it in stock. If you do glimmering, give it a try. Seriously. I said that in the last video, I'm saying it again. Yeah. So You're Pretty Amazing is from this fabulous Making Me Smile sentiment set that comes with that coordinating die, and just have those sentiments ready to go. And look, I already used it on 2 cards. Actually, 3 cards. Touched beyond words. Fabulous set. So I used the You're Pretty Amazing. I actually did no dies. Isn't that interesting? Except the coordinating die for the sentiment. I just cut 2 panels and the sprinkle. I think this is great. Because this is relatively flat, this will not cost you extra to ship. You could put this in a regular number 10 business envelope and send it to someone. So it's like a mini slimline. So cute. Look at that. And then here, for that, I did pull out my black Jelly Roll glaze pen and put that in there. Love. I love the splatter too. I didn't over splatter. So I did less splatter on this one. Now let's talk about the stencils. I'm going to zoom my camera down. Let's talk about these stencils. It says 6 stencils, right? When you look at the numbers at the bottom, and I'm going to show you here. You see 1. Here's 2, there's 3 right there, and then 4. This is where I was having the heart attack. On this one, it says 5 right there, and I was like, where's 4? Where's 4? So I thought that I would have to contact Spellbinders to say, hey, it's missing a stencil. Here is number 4. You see it? See my finger doing the highlight? That's number 4. That's the centers. I tried to use pigment ink. It just wasn't working out. So the glaze pen works the best in that center. And I'm going to bring it up close to you again. So number 4 is that, okay? This center here. In total, even though it is 6 stencils, you're going to see the numbering go from 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go into 5, 6, and then 7. So 4 and 7 are on the same panel. Don't think that you missed something. Let me do the panicking. I already did the panicking and then I eventually figured it out. But I know it's not easy to see. So I just wanted you to know that you're not missing a stencil. And then there was this bit too. So I guess you could do like a texture. I didn't use it. Funny enough, I ended up using yellow tape to hold this down. It worked well too for stenciling. Normally I use a different type of tape for that, but it worked for this too. Thumbs up for yellow tape. So what I did first, I went in order. That's why I was like panicking when I didn't see 4. I went with 1 in light pink, 2 darker shade of pink, 3 even darker. That's how I did it. Then I knew, oh, okay, this must be number 4 with the leaf. And then it said 5 right there. So they put the 5 over here because the 5 wouldn't fit, you know, right here with the edge. And you do a lighter shade of green. And then you come in here with number 6 right there. Darker shade of green, okay? And I did clean them off with isopropyl alcohol and paper towel just to clean the stencils. And then that's for those little stems, okay? And that's number 4. Super easy to use. Stencils are correct. It is 1 to 7, okay? All right, moving on. Let's look at now. Card number 2, side by side. So card number 1, inking. This one is with alcohol ink. So now you can see the difference between the colors. This one's just a little bit more intense, and this one is more muted because that is dye ink. I did a combination of Copic markers and Olo markers. Remember I said that the yellows in Copics have a tendency of running bright. So I wanted to get some yellow Olo markers along with some purples. That's where it came into play here. The Olos are coming down here in the darker color and also here. Let me give you the colors. For Copics, I used Y11, Y15. Y11 is on the top portion here. Y15 is like a little blend. Then for the Olo, I did YO22 and YO23, so that's yellow orange 2.2, yellow orange 2.3, and then the yellow orange continues, yellow orange 2.5, yellow orange 2.7. 2.7 is now here in the center of my floral. 2.5 and 2.7 are here. 2.3 and 2.2 are down here in the bottom to help with the blend, and a little bit of that Y15. So they work very well together, and I ended up using the colorless blender here. I did have one boo-boo. One of the markers did bleed, and I was just like, oh no, it did the ink dump. You know, it'll happen with Copics too, but it did do a ink dump. It was yellow-green 2.5, and I also did yellow-green 2.3. 2.5 right here. That's where I put the gem to cover up the boo-boo. But let me show you just a quick little demo. This is from the tulip border because I don't have another one of the wonderful tulips, but they're the same thing. But let me show you quickly how I colored this. So this is Y11, and I did like Y11 here, and then I came in with a little bit of Y15. And then I came Y2.2. See how it starts to change? Then came back in here, drew this up. Came back in here. So I was just blending away. Like so. Y2.3 down here. And then to end it, Y11 like so. And blend, 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 blend. See how the blends are working? And it dried back. It dried back to this. And that's how I did it. And if this is too bright, you can pop back in a little Y15 if you wish. Just a little bit, just to pop back a little bit of color if you want to That's how I did that. One more section. I always start off. I was taught light to dark, so I generally don't do dark to light. Sometimes I'll play with it that way. Y11. Y15. Then Olo, YO 2.2. See how it starts to change? And then YO 2.3. This is like a darker color. It's like that. You see it? Okay, I can come back in with a little 15. Halfway. Finish it off. Y11. Now, I'm only coloring this fast because of the video, but I normally don't color this quickly. Blend it out. If you think it's too bright, see how the Copics are a little bit on the bright side with the yellow? You can then come back in. Think of, so I'm using actually 4 colors. Come back in with that, a little bit of that. Blend it back again. That one is YO 2.2, and then here's a Y11. And it will dry back down to that. Now, let me show you the greens. The greens, oh, just fabulous. If you're not interested in any of the Olos, to do the green, I really love this one. Because I know Copic has something close to this, but I like this colorway for the leaves. 2.3 and YG 2.5. And I will list these colors below. Let me go here on the edge. So this is a lighter color, right? And it's only 2, and I've been only using 2. That's all I have in this set is the 2. But they work so well. See how dark this is? And you can just, I do it like down here, like that. This is the one that was doing the bleed. And then here now is that. See how it does like an automatic shading? Now let's say that's blending in too much. Come back in with the darker color again down the bottom. And leave it. Look at that. Love. So it's only 2 colors, but I've been enjoying it on leaves. Even looks close to this, right? Look at that. And that's inking, and this one is coloring. See how it'll dry back a little bit to this, because right now the ink is wet. But isn't that cute? All right, so I just wanted to give you a little quick tutorial on this. Let me show you how great this colorless blender is. Look at that. Think of it as your eraser. It worked though. It took off a lot of what happened here. It was like a big, oh, I was having a heart attack. All right, let me back the camera out. So I just wanted to show you real quick how easy it is to color. And see how the color is now coming back into this? All right, now let me go to my card. So I had the panel done in those colors. Then I took yellow glitter cardstock. Again, no dye, enough white space, and then create the card from there. I did again, ink splatter. Here what you're seeing in this spot, right here and there. I'm going to bring it up close to you. That is a new gem that I picked up finally. It's been in my wish list and I kept on avoiding it because I was like, oh, it's a black gem. But this one is the Onyx 108 gems. And all I use for that card is just this. So you can make many cards with these gems. Gold mixed gems, silver gems, etc. I have enough here. I just think it just adds that little wow, that little pop. This card is like one that I would give my mother because she loves the combination of yellow, black, and white. So I was channeling my mother when I was coloring this one. So here's the yellows. There's that beautiful greens. There's that yellow glitter and then black cardstock to frame it. I could have put this base on white 110 pound, but I left it as black, okay? This one does have more splatter than this one. I decided to just go for it with the splatter. To me, it needed the splatter. Now you're also seeing the sentiments. Both are from the Making Me Smile Glimmer hot foil. That's why I really love this thing too. Let me show you. You can make a bunch like I did. I made 4 sets of this in different colors. I could have done on this one, white on white worked. On this one, it just wasn't the same as black cardstock with the white opaque hot foil roll. This is white cardstock with black opaque hot foil roll. Both rolls in the same pack. Done. But you see the difference? At least for me, it was just not working. And I was thinking of putting it up higher. You know, right here, it didn't bother me. And I do like that little peekaboo. You can keep this piece and put it back in if you wish. I tried it. I was like, let's say I did blue. That's what it would look like. I was also thinking of this one. Thanks for making me smile too. See how you can play? Look at this. This little set right here. This little hot foil set Must add. If you do glimmering, I'm telling you, I'm going to say it over and over because I was like, oh, this one is fabulous. Oh, I just love it. And you could just have a bunch ready to go. There's a pop out. I could have done this too. I'm showing you the options just so you can see there's room to play. I thought this worked best because of the black, with the black in here and the white and all that. But maybe you like, because normally we would go like that. But now that we have that black and white roll, oh, life is so good in hot foiling. It just got better. All right, moving on. Up next, here is the 4-petal scroll label hot foil plate. And it also comes with the sentiment for you and the coordinating die to cut out the for you, which I did use. This measures 4.5 inch by 3.5 inch. And it's a great little panel. I had shown you in the previous video that I had hot foil this twice. One was hammermill cardstock with a metallic gold hot foil roll. Then I also showed you this one, glacier cardstock with cobalt blue hot foil roll. I decided to go that colorway in the previous video. Notice how you're seeing all of this fun with the 4-petal shape. I took the panel that I had glimmered, used one of the essential 4-petal labels, namely, and then for the second layer, that's why it's great to have these labels die. They call them labels, nesting dies. One on that hot foil and then the second one in navy. Pop this one up off of that, then stuck them both on a white 110-pound cardstock base. I like the white space. And notice I didn't even put gems. I didn't put splatter either. I didn't even use an embossing folder. I put the scroll label in the background and you can still see it. I think it's just so beautiful. That for you, I did glimmer it once with the same cobalt blue on white cardstock. And I think the juxtaposition works well, using white here, and white here, but then the pops of blue. Then I use a coordinating die. Look at that pierced detail. Isn't that fabulous for that sentiment? And guess what? You could use this same label die for everything else that you have because it's not dedicated. Isn't that fabulous? Now the florals. That is using from the 4-petal collection as well. 4-petal thank you floral die set. I decided to go white florals, the big one, and then only use these little roses. That was my thought. The reason why you're seeing the previous card, this is as the die is intended. The base of the floral, which is the leaves and stem, and then you build the florals on top of these little points. You can go this option, but I wanted to have my florals floating organically around the scroll label and also the sentiment for you. So I just cut it once in green and clipped it. I clipped it in 3 parts. 1 part, 2 part, 3 parts. Just from this one die. So you can play with it this way. That's why I have the reference right here beside each other so you can see. Did not run it twice, only once. So if you run this die once, you can still have this going on. More like a vine with the flower blooming. Or you can stick like this. I changed the florals too. Here I used all the florals, only 2 here. So this one cut twice. And the space that I have where these 2 pieces intersect and it looks awful, I just covered it up with a floral. So I have these 2 in white. The centers here, that is the Spellbinders Fashion Cosmic in blue. And the cosmic is to match like their cosmic blue cardstock. Think of that colorway. But it's more like navy, but not. See, that's navy. That's navy. It's more like the cobalt blue. So this is an option. If you're loving all this blue that you're seeing and you love this hot foil roll, look at that. All good, all good. That's an option. I'm putting links for everything I'm talking about here anyway. Then I knew I wanted all the points that are here, whether they were small or big, to be covered up with these roses in yellow. That was my contrasting colors. White florals and the yellow. And I played right here. This is about 8 florals right here. Now with the leaves, I talked about it in the previous video. This is that fern cardstock with the peridot. Notice with the peridot, because this is bright green, it brings the leaves forward. And I did mention it in the video that if I wanted to recess it, I would have stayed with the dark green. That's what you're seeing here. The leaves are now going into the back because I kept them all one color, okay? And I did cut the base and also put the leaves on top, but I kept them all the same color. And I did purposely tuck a few here where you're seeing it with the sentiment. So the sentiment is like blooming out of my blooms. Late at night, and I was having a moment with it. I tell you, love this set. So you can play with it like this or like that. Options. This one lays the foundation for you to start just playing. So here we go now with the essentials. First we had essential arches, essential diamonds, essential 4-petal labels. If you're not going to get it now, put it in your wish list, because this one, you're going to see it by a lot of people though. It's really good. So it's good in the 4-petal collection. It's good beyond it too. And I'm really loving the shape and that feel. Oh. Alrighty, crafters. I just wanted to hop on and show you that I did play with the Glimmer. And I am still loving all these Glimmer products. Also to show you with the wonderful tulips, both stencil and alcohol ink coloring. That label, love, and these sentiments. Still, runaway hit right here. Making me smile. Makes your crafting easier. Alrighty, crafters, until the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Stay crafty, my friends. Bye!